Hi guys. Welcome to the preview for the 185th Manchester Derby. I'm with my good friend, as you know, my coach VIKAS. So VIKAS, take it away, my brother. Let's go. Let's do this.
Well, let's start with what we think that's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, we're not exactly in the best of form right now. But there's a cliche, isn't it? I mean that form goes out the window when it comes to a derby. But bro, I'm worried about our form coming into this derby, man. I don't. There's that cliche, but you still got to take how we've been playing lately. And another big game, and you know what we like with big games and all these statistics about these nils, or we haven't won and we haven't scored a goal from open play, and Bruno hasn't contributed, blah blah blah. There is not a perfect time, right, to change all of that talk when it comes to tomorrow, man. But just about whether we can, will we? That's another matter.
Do you know what the thing with me is, right? Okay, I look at the last couple of weeks. And I look at, like, the thing is, like, I'm probably going to get slated in the comments here, but I look at that Everton game. I'm not quite sure if we were we 1-0 up when Pogba was still on the pitch?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we was, yeah.
Look, I mean, a lot of my friends who are going to watch this video and the people that know me know that I love Paul Pogba. Obviously, you know that as well. When he got injured, I think it was around the 30th minute. Up until then, he was bossing the game. When he got injured, I looked to the heavens and I said, this is it. That's our season right there.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I know he obviously in our fan base, he divides opinions. Some love him, some don't. He's like Marmite. You either hate him or you love him. But I think he's been here, 5 years, I think? 5 years he's been here, and obviously he's been inconsistent. I'll give him that. His best season obviously came when Oli obviously got the interim job, but also his first season at United, when we signed him, he was robbed of so many assists by Zlatan, and I think he hit the woodwork about 9 or 10 times that season. I mean, sorry, I saw this video the other day of the amount of chances that Zlatan missed that season. He missed 14 clear-cut chances. And about majority of those chances were created by Pogba. So I think there's a myth. There's a myth surrounding Pogba. People say, obviously, he hasn't turned up at United. And fair enough, he hasn't by his standards and by what we expect. But I feel like our golden period this season between December and January, I think he really came up clutch. Like, well, he made the difference. And when he got injured against Everton, I felt like not just me as a fan, but I felt even the players around him, you could sense, like, I don't know how to explain it, but you could sense a bit of panic. Yeah, I don't know if that's I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed that, but it just seemed as if, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not going to put it all down to Pogba, obviously, but as a team, we have to be doing better.
Do you know what, Mo? I remember when this whole talk came out with Mino Raiola, yeah, and there's a surprise, isn't it? I mean, a talk involving Mino Raiola all the
time anyway.
Exactly, yeah, and it was that time. It was before the Leipzig game. I remember before the Leipzig game, Raiola came out, yeah, and said about how Pogba needs to go in January, blah blah blah, typical agent maneuver. And for me, that was when I was done with Paul Pogba. Yeah. I
understand.
The day before a Champions League game where we need to avoid defeat to go through, and your agents come on like that, I was like, nah, I'm done with him. I mean, but now I feel like an idiot now. Yeah, because Paul Pogba, the player, yeah, and do you know what? One thing, and he's been criticised, yeah, but that injury with him last season where he was out for time. Yeah, I think that made him realise that whether I get my move away from United or not, I love football, and I will do 100% to play on that pitch.
Sorry, VIKAS, to interrupt you, but if you ever did you see his interview he done with Rio recently?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that says it all for me, really. Like the guy, he just wants to play football, whether it's as a centre mid. Obviously, he's been deployed as a left winger in the big games.
Mhm.
He doesn't care where he plays.
No, even against Liverpool, he played the right
and
way.
you see, there's this narrative that's been painted about Paul Pogba that he cares about himself. He cares about his appearance. He cares about his haircuts. He cares about his dabbing. He cares about his music. But obviously, that's what he's showing. He's showing the fans that side to his character.
His personality makes him how he is.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And as a footballer, I mean, the guy's got talent. And I feel like, obviously, I'm not gonna say because he got injured, it's all gone downhill. Because obviously,
he played a massive part, Mo.
No, he has, of course. Like
Yeah,
I had this argument with someone the other day. Like he won us games. I mean, the Burnley game, Fulham game. Those games, maybe last season, we're not winning.
Bro,
and you've seen it recently.
Yeah,
you've seen it recently.
Right
Crystal Palace, Sheffield United.
And those type of games, Palace,
Chelsea, Chelsea.
Yeah, but do you know what? Against Burnley and Fulham, when he scored the winners on both, right? Is Palace away and West Brom away? Those are the games that we missed him. Those are the games where
I agree.
The opposition,
even the Chelsea game, I think we needed someone in there to control the midfield.
Yeah, cool. But do you know in the Chelsea game, we sort of knew what we was going to do because we knew Chelsea would have all the possessions. We're going to try and counter-attack or something, blah blah blah. But the Palace away and the West Brom away, when the opposition defenders kept sitting back deep, it's like the Fulham, like Burnley, and what was it? It was a Pogba brilliance. It was two Pogba moments which got us a jail, and we those are the games we saw miss because Chelsea and Everton, we missed them, but I knew what we was going to get from Chelsea. Now, will we miss Paul Pogba tomorrow? The thing is, if I look at tomorrow, in the Manchester derby, where would he have played? Because I would not be surprised, and we all know that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will play McFred, right? That will play the four with the two centre backs of Maguire and Lindelof, and he'll start McFred and
Bruno.
He'll play,
McTominay, Fred, Bruno.
Yeah, and then Bruno. So where would Pogba play? And I'll think, if Pogba plays, he'll be playing in a position where he played against Liverpool on the right, where he played against Arsenal before McTominay got injured, and that's when Pogba went back in the middle.
This is the thing, Vikas. Like, when you deploy Pogba off, obviously, I prefer to see him on the left because obviously he's got the ability to beat a man, attract a few players towards him. And I feel like that area, like even I think it was the 0-0 draw with City at Old Trafford. He did when he played on that side. I think it was Cancelo at right back. I can't remember who started for City at right back in that game. I think it might have been Cancelo. There was a chance that he had where he's taken Cancelo infield.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken Cancelo infield, and then you've got Rashford on his shoulder. But obviously, as the balls come to him, he's not seen Rashford.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's got that aura about him where people look at him on the pitch and think, okay, wait, like, why is he playing on the left?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he sort of takes players into areas that he doesn't want to go in.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back onto the Manchester derby. Obviously, we went a bit off topic there. Obviously our last 4 results have been draws, including in Europe as well. Obviously, 0-0 Sociedad, 1-1 West Brom, the 0-0 versus Chelsea, and the 0-0 against Crystal Palace. We haven't scored for over 4 hours of football or something. And to be honest with you, Vikas, I don't see where we're going to score from, to be honest with you. We're just not creating chances. And I mean, I'm not the one to make excuses. Obviously, I've seen some people come out and say, the players might be tired. Obviously, they had a long season last season with going into the Europa League semi-final and coming back later than all the English teams. All these little excuses that people come up with. Like, come on, man, you're getting 150, 200 bags a week. And for me, that's not an excuse. It's just not good enough.
Man City are not tiring. Man City, who started the same time as us, they're not tiring. They won 20 games or something in a row. They're not tiring at all.
It's not an excuse. I mean...
it's not an excuse. And Ole will know that, because Ole played in a team, right? Yeah, it's a different generation, whatever, but...
They played 50, 60 games a season, bro.
Exactly. I mean, when Ole played and when you play now, it's still 38 games in a season. it's still the same amount of games as you play. Okay, them times of the Champions League, but in Europe, the FA Cup and the League Cup is still the same. Nothing sort of changed, you know. So all this about getting tired of stuff. Nah, I think, well, if you're it's one of those. If you're winning, you can't wait for the next game. I mean, right? Okay, and
as fans, we're the same.
Yeah, 100%. You know, so when it comes to tomorrow, right? And now this is my fear for tomorrow is that last season, right? We in these big games and we beat Man City twice. Yeah. And we played more or less. There was times where we played 5 at the back, but 3 centre backs, 2 sort of wing backs and stuff, right? Now I'm glad we're not going back to that, but the way we're playing, it sort of seems that
we might have to.
Yeah. And
I feel like that's you see that approaching these big games last season, we were brave.
Yeah.
We were brave, even though we obviously we gave away chances, but we were still brave and we were still on the front foot. I feel like he's gone away from that this season and he's worked on getting results against the lesser teams.
Well, but when we beat Man City at Old Trafford, the last game before lockdown happened the first time,
exactly a year ago.
There was no Rashford, there was no Pogba. You know, Bruno wasn't as certified as he is now. You know, so. Can we be? Anyone can be anyone in Premier League.
Look, I said this on my video I recorded earlier today. I don't know if you saw the game they played against Wolves midweek, which they obviously ran out 4-1 winners. When obviously City went ahead, they were in control of the game. It looked like it was going to be a stroll in the park. Then Wolves got an equaliser. Wolves had maybe 2 or 3 incidents in the game where they got in behind City's defence.
If Traore had his shooting boots on.
Traore, Neto. That's the thing. Yeah. You can get at this City team. It's whether you're clinical enough. And we haven't scored for 3 games. So where's it going to come from?
It's crazy because before that City game, before City beat Wolves 4-1, we were the league's top scorers.
This is strange.
And now we're second in the league in terms of top scorers. We're the second top scorers in the league. But we haven't looked like scoring for toffee lately, man. And we're not. And my biggest fear is that we're not creating clear-cut chances.
This is the issue. And I was gonna touch on this. Obviously, there's this myth that do you see Bruno's interview today? With I think it was with Football Daily. He came out and they put this across to him that, you know, your record against top 6 teams has been poor. And he came out and he said, you know, if you look at the current Premier League top 6, I've assisted and probably scored against all of, like, most of them. And he goes, I scored a penalty against Spurs. But like, apparently penalties don't count. So we lost that game 6-0 then. So, you know, it was like a little tongue-in-cheek comment. And he also said, you know, I don't like it when, you know, pundits, like, I think he was referring to pundits anyway, they know about football, but they talk bad about my teammates and our form, or, you know, my manager, well, not my manager, sorry, about my teammates and our form. I'd rather they talk about me because I don't mind taking that pressure. And in my head, I'm thinking,
that's a captain talking.
Yeah, in my head, I'm thinking, you're saying all this, but where's your captain at?
Yeah.
I've got nothing against Harry Maguire. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a good player. He's not worth 80 million. Should have never be given captaincy, in my opinion, anyway. I think most of our fan base agree with that. But then when I look at our creativity, I look at Bruno and I look at Rashford, especially Rashford. You know, he's playing with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, they might get operated at the end of the Euros, yeah.
So by the time he comes into next season, he's going to be totally wasted.
Yeah. But mate, coming back to what you said about the Bruno interview, and look, that's how social media is nowadays, man. I mean, that they'll pick up on any
statistics. It's all about statistics, man.
And it's bugging. And you know what? Cool. Of course, it's bugging him.
Of course, he's a top player, man. He's got that. He's got that aura about him. He's got that mentality, that character. You know, he wants to be the best.
But Mo,
he expects high expectations of himself as well. You know, he came out and he said, "Look, I've not been the same player as I was when I first came in, and I'm my biggest critic."
Yeah, but you know what, Mo? Like everyone will talk about this. this top six table and where to tear against the big game. For me, my only main interest is the main Premier League table. Yeah, that's the table. That's the table I care about. So if we're bottom of that top six table, right? Okay, but we're getting, say, Champions League football next season.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. I mean, obviously you want the title, and that's something we have to improve on next season. Yeah, that's something we have to improve on next season, 100%, because you got to take those sort of points. I mean, if you're gonna want to win the league, but tomorrow, yeah, like I'm interested for what you think the lineup would be.
Okay.
Okay. What you think it will be, and what changes? What do you want it to be?
All right, I'll start. I think Dean Henderson goes straight into net.
Yeah, obviously, De Gea's over the country anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, De Gea is obviously he's gonna have to quarantine and whatnot. So good.
Obviously, I forgot about that.
I wish him well for that. Obviously, yeah, he had a baby. I wish him well.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Congratulations to him. Obviously, right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The guy never gets injured. He looks burnt out as well, as do most of the other players anyway. So he's got to start.
And he's got a one in against Sterling. He's got and Sterling will be on it tomorrow.
Of course. So centre backs. Me personally, I'd go Maguire and Bailly.
Well, not you personally. I think 99% of all of us will go.
But even Lindelof's come out this week and he's complained about a back pain. So I don't understand what's going on. He's got back pain. Is it because he's carrying Maguire?
No, Lindelof's playing because Lindelof is married to Ole's daughter. That's the only bloody reason I can think of, because I don't know why the hell he's...
They've got some Scandinavian links going on there, man.
But you know what? The reason I don't think he'll play Bailly, yeah, is because if you look at Man City's attack in terms of their number 9, they might play a false 9 or they might play Jesus. And Solskjaer think, yeah, our defense, we can handle that sort of pace. Bro,
but he's got to think of the pacing behind, man.
He hasn't before. When Bailly's played, we hardly concede. When Bailly plays.
I mean, Bailly played midweek, so that's a myth. He's not going to play. So let's go. Yeah, okay. Maguire, Lindelof. Left back, obviously, Luke Shaw picks itself. I think he's been fantastic over the last month or so. I mean, I was one of his biggest critics. I'm not going to lie to you. I was calling for Telles to come in. We signed Telles. But obviously, the way Shaw's had a kick up his backside and really bought he's probably playing his best football since we signed him.
I think Shaw's even surprised himself, man.
He's been excellent. He's been outstanding. Honestly, I think he's the best left back in the league. If you see that stat, I think I sent it to you yesterday. He's created the third most chances in Europe.
Yeah. And you know what? Against Palace, he should have.
He was the only one. Well. Yeah, he was the only one.
Yeah, because there was a chance to Rashford at Palace where Rashford hit it wide, and there was another one.
He fizzed it across the box.
Yeah. So he should have had a couple. And you know what? All our opportunities are now come from our left side, and that's credit to Luke Shaw, man. Yeah. So
yeah, he's been
I agree with you. Yeah, I think that's what the back four will be. Even though we wanted Bailly, but I think he'll go with Lindelof.
Obviously, McTominay, Fred. That
goes without saying. You play, yeah. It's like.
We haven't got anything else. Like Van der Beek, Van Dijk has played more games than Van der Beek this season. Virgil van Dijk, who's been out for half of the bloody season, has played more games than Donny van der Beek. I'm not surprised.
If you play Lindelof and Maguire, it's like if you go to a restaurant, yeah, and you order like a chicken korma or something. You're not gonna you get a naan right with it.
Wait. So you're not gonna get bread.
Yeah, exactly. So when you play Lindelof and Maguire, automatically you're gonna get
McTominay and Fred.
And Fred. That goes with it. Is that buy 2 get 2 free? Yeah.
Yeah. Bruno in the 10, obviously. I think he's gonna start with Dan James.
I agree.
I think he's gonna go with Dan James. He's gonna play that same counter-attacking, sit back, soak up pressure and hit him on the counter.
But would you with Dan James? I wouldn't mind Dan James only because he might have space to run into with his pace.
No, but City know how to defend, bro. Defensively, they don't concede a lot of chances.
They'll play that as Shevchenko. He'll play, innit? It's not Mendy, innit? Shevchenko, he plays,
Zinchenko. It's been Zinchenko, but what it is with them, when they're attacking, I think it is, one of Cancelo and Zinchenko, they come narrow, so they cover... I don't know if you've seen it, like they sort of go into a centre mid role. and that allows Gundogan forward.
Whose analysis? I think it was Carrick. I mean, someone did an analysis of Cancelo.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well recently. Like, I've had a look at their team, and I'm thinking, like, how do you break these down, man? There's only one way. You got to hit them in the channels. You're not gonna beat them by playing football.
But with Dan James, you also get that. You also get the defensive side of him as well.
Yeah, no. You know what? I mean, obviously, I'm not his biggest fan, but he's done well whenever he's played. Even when he came on the other day, he made an impact. He got him behind. He had a header, which he probably should have scored.
If this was a month ago, and he was
obviously, no way. I mean, I like to see Greenwood start. Because even him against Palace, he looked quite lively, but the service wasn't efficient enough for him or any of our forwards. So Dan James, I don't think he's gonna go with Cavani.
You don't?
Nah, because he just doesn't look fit. He's like, he just come back from an injury and he looked rusty the other day, man. I think if Martial's fit, he comes back in. But I don't want to see Martial start.
What would you do?
I'd go Mason up top.
Yeah.
And Rashford off the left. The thing is, I want Cavani to come off the bench because against Palace, I noticed that his movement, it wasn't quite there. It wasn't quite to that standard that we expect of him. I don't know.
We rushed him back because obviously.
Martial, see, this is the thing. Yeah. I only want Cavani to play if he's 100% fit. If he's 100% fit, he's got to start, hands down. Yeah. But I think if I'm not saying this is going to happen, if the game is at a stalemate going into the last 15 minutes and you've got a Cavani on the bench, then why not?
If you make a stalemate,
if it gets to that point, bloody hell. I mean,
if you make a stalemate now 15 minutes,
I'm going to say this now. I'm going to put my neck on the line. If we survive the first 30 minutes, then we've got a chance.
Yeah, we did, but then we got the next 30 minutes, and then the next 30 minutes after that.
Anything's possible, man. But I don't. You know what? Realistically,
it would not surprise me if this team,
when it got a shitty 1-0 win.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And we bloody deserve it. Yeah, I mean, because it's us fans as well, right? When they've been drawing the big games, right, or haven't won or haven't scored.
What's that?
Us fans.
Our record is terrible.
Oh yeah.
We've not won one game against the Big Six. Yeah, we've had 5 draws and 2 losses.
Yeah, no, exactly. For Man United, that's great if you're bloody Sheffield United and them, man. No, for Man United, no way. No. And you know what, If he does not change this next season, our mentality, and you know what, right? Ole is getting away with it. He's 100% getting away with it because of no fans. He is,
because he's a club legend.
A club legend, and no fans at Old Trafford would take this kind of negative.
You see, I touched on this in my video earlier as well, that if fans are in the ground for the last 3 draws we've had, it's unacceptable, man.
This is not.
I don't care how hard. Like, I don't go to games week in, week out. You don't go to games week in, week out. But I'm sure there's fans that go week in, week out that wouldn't accept that.
No, but 100%.
That was diabolical. That was diabolical, especially against Crystal Palace. I enjoyed the Sheffield United defeat more than I enjoyed that Crystal Palace game. And that's telling you something.
Do you know the Palace game? The Palace game, which I was more frustrated about, is because, like I said, it's not like we look back and we thought, if only our strikers had our shooting bits. We didn't fucking create anything for our strikers.
I think we only had one clear-cut chance with Rashford.
That was it.
Is that what we've come to now?
That was it.
Honestly, is that what we've come to? That if only Rashford put that chance away. Bloody hell, we should be creating way more than that. We're second in the league.
And you know what? If people are saying, if only Rashford are thinking that, then they must be married to Ole's daughters as well, man. I mean, because what was happening on that game, was bang on. There was no sort of intensity.
Look,
and in some ways, these players know that if they don't turn up tomorrow, these players know, if you do not turn up tomorrow, delete your Insta, delete your Twitter, because us fans, we're gonna be like, yo, nah, you can't turn up for a derby against these men who are gonna win the title, and you can't even give us like just at least 2 days worth of bloody joy,
bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Look, do you remember the game under Jose where if they had beaten us, they would have won the title? The Paul Pogba game.
Yeah, the 2-0, and then we came back.
I hope they find something within themselves.
But do you know that game?
I just want to see pride, bro.
But do you know who gave that inspiring team talk at halftime for the comeback? Yeah, the almighty legend that is Ashley Young. He's now got a hairline in Italy playing for Serie A.
Bro, you know what? Look, he got a lot of stick. He got a lot of stick, right? A lot of stick, unwarranted, in my opinion. Look, he was never a fullback. Never a fullback.
Yeah, just done a job for the team.
But he wore his heart on his sleeve.
100%, yeah.
And every 100%. Time he went out on that pitch, he gave 200%.
Yeah.
And I liked Ashley Young. I liked Ashley Young. I had no problems with him. Yeah, he's shit, whatever. People say he's shit, he's this, he's that. But anyone that stepped out of line in that team, he was the one that would say, yo, listen, you're playing for Man United, bro.
And look at our current captain. Our current captain is being trolled on social media because Marcus Rashford is saying, shut up, you know. Yeah,
look, I have enough. Look, I know I have a lot of friends that think I have an agenda against Maguire. I don't have an agenda. He's playing for my club. I'm going to support him when he puts on that shirt. But there's some things that I feel he can do better. Like, look at the size of you, bro. Like, you should be a leader, bro. You should be bossing your players about. You should, like, I don't see that from him. I'm sorry. He looks like a nice guy. That's about it. In football, there's no space for nice guys, man. Especially at Man United, there's no space for nice guys. I'm sorry. But that's a matter of fact.
Do you think your village or Rios would have been nice guys?
No, you've heard Rio stories. I mean, I don't need to tell you. You've heard Rio stories about pulling people aside and saying, you know, you need to fix up and whatnot. I don't think there's enough of that going on in the dressing room. You know, Ollie talks about this culture all the time. What is this culture? I'm so confused.
This culture that Ollie has, yeah. Okay, Ollie, he's only come to like recently. I don't know. I think it's one of the other fan cams or fan channels that sort of heard it. Yeah, and I was like, do you know what? He's made a good point. I think it was Troops actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, he's actually made a good point. Yeah, Ole is a manager, right? Ole will get people on side. Ole would make sure that everyone in that squad, yeah, right, will play for him. But what Ole does not have, in my opinion, which is why I don't think he could take us to that next level.
No,
right?
it's slow. I agree. Well, I know where you're going here, and I share the same
game
opinion.
Management. Bro, against Palace, it took us 75 minutes to make a sub. Mate, do you not know we're trying to win a game here?
But Vikas, like, he does that all the time. Like, I expect that. I go into games, it's at 0-0 or where we're leading by a goal, and I don't, like, before I used to sit there and scream at the TV, like, make a change, but I know it's not going to happen.
But we know, but that's the thing. We already know tomorrow, yeah. And I think all the other United fan base knows, yeah. And I hope I'm eating my words. We already know what the tactics are tomorrow, yeah. Okay, but the thing is, it might be, but because it's Man City, I'll accept it. Because it's Man City, I can understand why we will counter attack.
Play the certain way, yeah.
I would take that against Man City. You know what I mean, right? Because you go toe to toe with them, mate, you're done out here. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
Okay. Yeah. So do you know, tomorrow I'll accept. Okay, not that much of the ball. Have to defend and try and get them on the break. What I won't accept, yeah, okay, is trying to defend for 80 minutes and when
holding under pressure.
That's what I won't defend. Yeah, I mean, especially like, you know, yeah, I know you said we have to keep it tight in the first 30 minutes, and we have to make sure we don't concede. But bro, I mean, you have to still, in my opinion, show that you're not there just to, because let's be honest, yeah, a quality team like City, yeah, they 90 minutes or 90 minutes or 80 minutes or 70 minutes, they can break teams down, man.
Of course.
They can break teams down, and they'll break us down as well.
I got some breaking news for you, by the way. Edinson Cavani was not spotted with the United squad at the Lowry Hotel.
Okay,
that's him at the game then.
That's him at the game.
Well, I'll just read out the squad. I'll read out the full squad. So we've got Henderson, Grant, Bishop, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Henderson, Grant, Lee Grant. You know, the guy that was holding up our
new fourth official, yeah.
Yeah, our new fourth official. So let's go back to it. Sorry, 1 second. So we've got Henderson, Grant, Bishop, three goalkeepers: Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Bailly, Lindelof, Twanzebe, Shaw, Telles, Williams. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defenders. Fred, Matic, McTominay, Bruno. That's 4 midfielders, Rashford, Shoretere, Ahmed, Greenwood, James, Martial. That is a light squad, man.
I'm worried about our bench tomorrow. Hold on, no Van de Beek as well.
No,
he's injured as well.
Still injured. I don't know what he got injured doing, but he's probably sitting at home thinking, sod it, I can't be asked.
He got injured from having a backside problem by sitting on a bench too many times, man. Because if you sit in one place,
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Wow, boy. Yeah. So in that case, then it would.
I reckon he's going to start Martial through the middle.
Nah, he can't. If Martial's also come back from an injury, he's got to start Mason.
I say Mason. But I still feel like Mason's got a lot to learn to play that position anyway. But
let me ask you, if he plays Martial, would you start Martial on the left and put Rashford on the top?
No.
I agree, yeah.
Rashford can't lead the line. He can't lead the line.
Yeah. And
Rashford, when he's facing his back towards goal, he's clueless.
Yeah, when Martial, I mean, the only thing...
At least he can hold the ball up. He can hold the ball up, attract players to him. He's got good close control. You want Rashford running at players.
Yeah, so I reckon, so Mason on top. And our bench tomorrow.
Do you see our bench against Palace? I want to ask you one question, yeah? When was the last time you seen Oli make all three subs? All three subs in the Premier League?
In a game? The last time I saw him make a full subs in the Premier League game was against Sheffield United last year when he made all 5 subs. You know, those times after lockdown, we can make 5 subs.
Yeah.
He made all, because we were winning the game, there's 10 minutes left.
Yeah, he took off all 3 strike. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he's like, hello, Mata. You haven't had some game time in like 3 months.
You might as well get on. Igalo,
yeah,
I forgot you play for us. You might as well get on as well.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, Brendan, nice seeing you, lad. Yeah, have a game on me, man. Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I mean, like, I think there's definitely talent on the bench. Like, sometimes I think to myself, you know, if you ain't got a left winger, if you don't trust Ahmad and Shoretere, why you got them on the bench? I don't understand. You've paid £37 million for a teenager, right? You've stuck him on in the reserves. He's way beyond that level. He's had a couple of cameo appearances here and there. Surely there comes a point where you just think, you know what? We're not chasing a title. We've got nothing to lose. Just play the kid. What's going to happen?
I agree with you, bro. And the thing is, I look at Ahmad, and I look at Mason to an extent in terms of Mason Greenwood, is having a second season.
He's having a tough time. He's having a tough time
because he's been found out a bit. You know what I mean, right? Okay, that, and he's probably had an experience with a couple of birds away in England.
Yeah, with that other guy from Manchester, innit?
Yeah, but he's been.
But you see how the other guy from Manchester has kicked on, though.
Yeah, exactly. So I blame that woman. Do you know what I mean? Who was with Mason? I mean, because what did you do to him, man, for him to perform like this? And
it's true. I mean, he's sort of affected. Do you know what it is as well? That comes down to management.
No, it does. But
because look, Pep's probably looked at Foden and said, "Look, you've done what you've done, right? Whatever, you've made a mistake. Focus on your football."
He's a more than focus.
He's been. Look, I was gonna say, like, players to watch. Phil Foden's definitely got to be one. We've got to look out for him. But you got to look out for the whole team because even Stones and Diaz are scoring goals.
Yeah, they're scoring exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost 2-1 and Stones and Diaz got both goals.
Knowing our luck, and the only goal we will score is probably like an own goal because our strikers are not.
Edison probably come out and take a penalty because Pep did say he's going to take a penalty at some stage. So I mean, look, they got confidence running through their whole team, and obviously the only thing I can say is KDB hasn't been 100%. But this might be the game. It might click for him. It might click for Bruno. I mean, it's exciting. It's an exciting game.
They have and that shows you how well they are. Yeah, where they've had De Bruyne and Aguero. Okay, Aguero's still Aguero though. Where they had no De Bruyne and Aguero for like 3 weeks to a month, and they haven't missed them one bit. Especially De Bruyne.
It's the system they're playing. They're well coached. They know their roles going forward.
They're well coached, exactly. Whereas our manager, like, hey lads, go out, go and enjoy yourselves. I mean, that's the prime difference.
See, this go and enjoy yourselves. I'm all for it against the lesser teams. I'm sure Fergie did the same thing.
Yeah, I'm all for it against Accrington Stanley in a pre-season friendly.
I've seen this quote. I think Rooney quoted this. Sometimes there'd be games where Fergie come in before the game, he'd say to the players, listen, just entertain me. I'm bored. Just go out there, enjoy yourself, figure it out on the pitch yourselves. Sometimes a manager doesn't need to talk much. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, sometimes it's just a matter of saying a few things in key moments, like when you're playing against these lesser teams. All right, lads, come on, we're playing Crystal Palace. They haven't got Zaha. Let's go out there. Let's attack them. Let's be relentless. Let's create chance after chance. Let's score goals.
Mo, in that team, when Ferguson used to say...
No, I understand. I get it. From the player's side, obviously, there's levels there.
No, apart from quality, if you look at that, when you grew up, that United game, the United defence would be Neville, Vidic, Ferdinand, Evra, all captains. Yeah?
No, but sometimes, like, I get it. In terms of leadership, I get it. But, like, during that period, Mike Phelan was with Ferguson. So I want to know what he's saying to these players. What are you saying to him? What are you saying to them? I want to know what goes on. Like, honestly, I'm so confused. Like, you've got Mike Phelan there, you've got Michael Carrick, you've got McKenna, you've got the nice guys. But what is going on? I feel like Fletcher's had an impact, more of an impact than all three of these guys have had.
Because he knows, and I'm surprised.
As soon as Fletcher came in, Pogba started performing. McTominay started performing. It's no coincidence.
No, Fletcher has made because it's all well and good being a good player, but you need to know what it means to the club. You need to know what it means to us fans.
Do you know what?
We're the ones that spend money. We're the ones that watch it.
I can say there's probably only a few players in that team that really care about the badge. I'd probably say Bruno's definitely number one. Rashford. Pogba maybe, to some extent. And let's say Maguire. Let's put him there because he's the club captain, only because he's the club. I don't see anyone look, I don't want to pick on the players. Like, that's the last thing I do. I don't want to pick on the players. But it's frustrating, man. Like, how can you be in such a demanding position, top of the league, and just, like, even the Champions League group, like, how can you bottle it? I can't get it out of my head. I just can't.
Well, we will always be nearly FC. Yeah, we will always be nearly FC in cups, in the league, right? Until this man, and I don't want to carry on the manager, innit? Because he's a Manchester.
You've got your opinion. I've got my opinion, yeah. But I feel like it's a collective thing. What goes on the pitch, Ollie's responsible. The players are responsible, right? Let's agree with that. Behind the scenes, the board's responsible. So the whole club, until we don't get together, look, the fans as well, until we don't get together, nothing's going to change. Because, like, you've got certain sections of the fan base. Oh, Martial shit. Oh, Pogba shit. Or when Martial's playing, oh, he doesn't run. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. We didn't create anything for Cavani. We didn't create anything for Greenwood. We're not creating anything for Rashford. But when Martial plays, he seems to be the scapegoat. Let me blame it on Martial.
He's a target.
Same with Pogba. Whenever Pogba plays and he has a bad game, oh, let's blame Pogba.
Let's not be foolish here. I mean, like, if there's a couple of times there where Rashford has probably performed worse than Martial, but he'll get away with it.
Yeah, because he's a Mount born and bred. That's the only reason. Academy.
He's a Mount born and bred. I mean, what he's doing off the pitch, which is great, fantastic.
Yeah, no, shout out to him. Of course.
But I'm judging you based as a footballer. I mean, right?
I agree.
When you're playing football, right? Okay, whether you're a good guy on and off the pitch as a footballer, right?
He's not doing enough at the moment.
Yeah, and it's crazy because he scored about 18 goals already this season.
18 goals, 11 or something like that. Yeah,
80 goals, 11 assists. But then you look at his performances, some games, right, where he's just not at it, and you're thinking, Marcus, that's all he needs to be from a good player to a fantastic player.
Look, there's all these comparisons with Mbappe, right? Mbappe, Haaland. You can't.
If they are, then I'll be screwing if that was my Mbappe. If Marcus Rashford was compared to me.
Like, look, no disrespect to Marcus, right? Look, I love him to bits. I'm sure you love him as well, right?
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah.
We love him. We know what to expect. His standards,
And he'll be there.
his ceiling is that level. But is he there yet? I don't think he is.
No, 100%. I
mean,
but
Haaland's just gone and scored 2 goals today for Dortmund, even though they've lost 4-2.
Yeah.
He had 2 goals in the first 9 minutes.
Yes, that's what it is. I mean,
that's the level. And the thing is, right, with us now, what do we do with Martial? Like, I don't think Ollie's going to sell him. My personal opinion. I think Ollie likes him too much to, ship him out. But what I do see happening is maybe another centre forward coming in and Martial moving over to the left and battling with Rashford for that position. I don't know what you think of that.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's going to come down to either Cavani or Martial. One of them two will go, in my opinion, because we do need a centre forward, right? But that's another thing. If it's not Haaland, if it's not Haaland, right, and it's not going to be Haaland, with our board, it's not going to be Haaland, right? It's going to be another Josh King fiasco.
Andre Silva or someone.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's going to be either Cavani or Martial. Me personally, I think Tony's had enough time now, right? And he's just not a number 9.
He's not at number 9. I agree.
He's not a number 9, and no one's going to take Marcus for that position. I'll be honest, I'd rather have Marcus there than Martial.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. But
I think Tony would do well, yeah, like a Seville or a team like that, like a Dortmund. I think there is a player there.
You know what? Like, touching on Dortmund, United, I think, we're linked with both Sancho and Haaland, right? It could be a case where we send Martial a bit of money on top and get either of those. That's the best deal for both parties.
That is a great deal. The difference is we have a person called Ed Woodward who
how can I forget?
who I doubt will do that. Yeah. I mean, there's all these reports and saying that, look, we could get one. I think it was you that said it. I think it was you that
one or
said
two.
to me as well. Yeah, like one marquee signing. But I want that to be a defender. We need a centre because unless we fix that centre back position, we'll always play 2 defensive midfielders, right?
No, but even if we do get a defender, I still think he'll play 2. This is the problem. We don't know. It's all if buts and maybes, bro. I think the key is, right, you get a centre back. Look, I'm happy if you don't get a right winger.
Or he needs like a CDM.
We need a CDM and a centre back, right? Look, I don't care if we get Varane, Koundé, I don't care who we get. I just want one of those 2. And the CDM, I've said this to I love Declan Rice, man. I think he'd be perfect.
That is the only praise I'm going to give that prick Woodward, yeah, because if he manages to give West Ham Jesse Lingard plus money on top for Declan Rice, yeah, okay, I will not only applaud him, I'll get a t-shirt written on his name. That would probably be his best deal that he would do for us.
Honestly,
if he managed to put that up.
Do you know, the thing is, like, a lot of people, they look at Declan Rice, and because he's not a big name and he doesn't have the flashy boots on, or
he's a captain at 21 years old of West Ham, who are like battling for Champions League.
I've watched him quite a lot this season, and
he's a baller.
His tactical awareness for a 21-year-old is mind-blowing.
You get Declan Rice, you can play like a Pogba or a Pogba
Bruno,
goes like another
Pogba Bruno. Go and do your thing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, because you got a reassurance, yeah, that Declan Rice will.
He has legs. He can pass.
Yeah, man.
He can get physical. He can do everything, man.
I was one of those that I wasn't his biggest fan to start off with, but then this season, yeah, I've seen. I was like,
it's between 2 though. It's between Wilfred Ndidi, which I don't think Leicester will sell him for less than 60 million, or obviously Declan Rice.
But the advantage we have with Declan Rice is that we
obviously, the Jesse thing. Yeah, I get that. But I don't think West Ham are stupid enough to do it.
I don't want Jesse back, to be honest. Yeah, I'm glad he's found.
No, listen. Fair play to him. I voted for him for the Premier League Player of the Month. So all the viewers, please don't vote for Bruno because you're biased and he doesn't deserve it. Vote for Jesse.
Oh, the Bruno's in there.
Yeah, Premier League Player of the Month.
Nice.
It's because he's Bruno Fernandes. That's why.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, look, he deserved the goal of the month for the goal he scored against Everton. Hands down.
Ooh,
Hands down. Goal of the month. But Player of the Month, I got to give it to Jesse, man. I have to.
Yeah.
The way he's turned his career around with all the, adversity he's been through in it. Fair play to the guy, man. And you know what? It's good to see him happy. I hope he smashes it. You know, I was saying to my mate the other day, like, you've got Grealish and Maddison are injured, right? At the same time. And then you've got Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard coming back into form. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the meltdown?
What is this season doing, man?
Can you imagine the meltdown if Jesse and Dele get picked for the Euros ahead of Maddison and Grealish? And you know what? That's something Southgate will probably do.
Yeah.
I don't put it beyond him.
It wouldn't surprise me at all, though. Yeah. What I would have loved to have Jesse Lingard right now for tomorrow's game, because what
you're going to get, even against Palace, the games that we drew. Chelsea, Palace, I think Jesse Lingard would have made a big difference.
But even because it's City, this game, local lad, it would have meant something.
Did you see him? The game they played, I think West Ham, Man City last week. He was excellent.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah.
He got the assists. He was running around. He was giving him stuff to think about, pressing from the front. And that I feel like Bruno's the only one that does that in our team. No one else. Marcus doesn't press. Cavani presses. Mace doesn't press. No one. McTominay presses. I don't think we press well as a team. It's always individuals that lead the press, and then by the time someone else follows, the ball's behind them.
Well, I see Bruno, running like Usain Bolt. I mean, and then the balls go past him, and then you're looking back, and he's looking back, and he's like, hold on, what's the point of me running if I'm not going to get the same energy from someone else? This is
what tires him out. People don't understand. This is why he's slowing down. Fatigue. It comes into play. He's a professional footballer.
This is where I think he should be a bit more.
He's got to be clever. Of course, he has to be clever.
He's got to be clever and be like, look, if I'm not going to win the ball right by the press, then no point me running, and let me use my energy elsewhere.
All right, go on. I'll let you pick your team for tomorrow. Obviously, I picked mine. So,
but well, now you told me the team.
Can't be the same, innit?
Exactly how you said. Yeah, with Greenwood up top, James on the right. It'll be exactly the same as what you said, man. I mean,
what about prediction, man?
Because I'm a idiot like that sometimes.
Now go on. Go on. Fair prediction.
1-1. And that's me being fair, man.
You know what?
Remember, Mo, we haven't lost an away game.
I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say 1-0.
If it is 1-0, okay, then the follow-up.
I think we're gonna get absolutely torn apart. I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna get torn apart. I feel like Hendo's gonna have a great game. He's gonna make saves left, right, and centre.
But Henderson has to be like De Gea, Neuer, all the prime De Gea, Neuer.
To be honest with you, touching on Henderson. I mean, obviously he's been in net for the last 3 games now. I think 3 games. No, sorry. He wasn't in net for the Chelsea game. He was in net for the Sociedad game. When he's in net, I feel so much more assured.
Yeah. Look,
I'm not knocking De Gea. There was a stage in the last few years where I thought, you know what, we can't lose him. But now it's like, if we lose him, then I'm not too bothered. Like, no disrespect.
The thing with Henderson, I like, he comes out for crosses. He's commanding. He's vocal. He's commanding. There's always this thing with De Gea that, you can bully him a bit. And a goalkeeper should never, ever feel or have that reputation like he should be bullied.
The last 18 months reminds me of when he first came to United.
Yeah, when he was weak.
He was flimsy.
Man. Yeah. But I'm not going to lie, this season he's been all right, De Gea. There's been moments, last season was the worst I've ever seen him. Last season was an absolute shocker.
I don't know, look, I love David De Gea, right? And I don't know, man. Like, I think it's time we move on now. You have to.
Yeah, but he's going to pay $350 a week for him.
I mean, I'm sure there's a team in Spain, that are willing to take him away. I'd say we try and swap him for Oblak. They won't do it, but it's. Oh yeah, we got Ed Woodward. Bloody hell. I think I've been playing too much FIFA, mate. I think I've been playing too much FIFA.
Yeah. We've been a football manager too much because it works a football manager. I mean, not when you got that man in charge of us.
All right. So you're saying 1-1, yeah?
No, do you know what? I'm gonna back my team, yeah. All right, 2-1 as well. Yeah, no, 2-1 as well, bro. Yeah,
I'm going 1-0.
Yeah.
I'm going either 1-0 to us or a draw. 0-0.
All right.
And the goal scorer for us, I think McTominay. I would love for Scott McTominay, after the abuse that he got for playing that shit square pass against Chelsea.
What about Bruno open play?
That would be nice, but I mean,
he
just seems low and confident at the moment. I don't see. I think McTominay, because like you need passion merchants for these kind of games, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, innit? Like you need someone that's a bit gritty, that's gonna get about, get in people's faces.
Put his head on the line.
Yeah. I think Scott's gonna have a good game, and you know what? I would be in absolute tears if he got the winner. Absolutely.
I hope so, because he needs to make up for that bloody shocking pass last week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to criticize him for that. I'm not going to criticize, because obviously he's just come back from injury as well. So again, maybe another player that's been rushed back from injury. Who knows? Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah. No, but listen, if we manage to get the win today, tomorrow in the game, then we'll be, like I said, the follow-up video. If we do one.
Yeah, of course. No, we have to, regardless of the result, we have to cook up some more content. Before we obviously wrap up, I want to talk about Liverpool. VIKAS?
This season I don't mind.
Before we wrap up, obviously I want to touch up on Liverpool. What's been going on with Liverpool? Apart from the fact that they're shit and they're not finishing in Champions League place.
Number one, as a United fan, obviously I'm enjoying every second of it.
It's been excellent.
Okay, especially how they've been the last 2 years. Listen, like, look.
As a pure football fan, I said this in my other video, right? What they've done in the last 3 years prior to this year has been nothing short of remarkable. 2 Champions League finals, they've won 1. Right, in the last 4 years, 2 Champions League finals, they've won 1, they've won the league. So, Klopp's done a good job, but I think obviously this season, losing Van Dijk is. I always said, if I want to see Liverpool without Virgil van Dijk, right, and obviously it's had a very big impact. But if you look at their form from post-lockdown last season, well, no fans in the stadium, I think that's had an impact,
Do you know what it is as well? Yeah. People are thinking Virgil van Dijk is going to come back and thinking that you're going to get the Virgil van Dijk of the past. Do these people not know how, was it ACL you had, isn't it?
Exactly, bro. 18 months, like scheduled 18 months, right? So just say like he's been out for how long now? When you get injured, like September time, wasn't it?
September, yeah. The Everton game, isn't it?
Yeah, so like 7 months. Say 7 months, right? 7 months he's been injured. Another, say, couple of months to get back fit, right? And then match sharpness. So that's easily 14, 15 months, 16, say about a year and a bit. He's not going to be the same. As great as he is, don't get me wrong, he's one of the greatest defenders I've seen. Probably not the best ever, but I don't think he'll reach that level that he was once at. And especially with what's going on with the team now, it's going to be even more difficult.
If Liverpool don't manage to get Champions League next season, yeah, right, okay, then you can see
like touching back on my point about the fans, right? So they went Anfield 68 games unbeaten, was it? 3 years.
Yeah, and now what? They lost the last 5.
They lost their last 5. Burnley were the one to end that run. Burnley, and you know what? That made me even more mad because we went to Anfield, right? We had probably only 2 chances, Bruno and Pogba. If Pogba puts away that chance,
the best chance.
If Pogba puts away that chance, we would be. I don't know. I think I'd probably be going on about that till now.
But do you know what, Mo? Like, that's the thing. That's one of the things where fans help the opposition at Anfield, because that crowd, is something different, man.
No, definitely.
So, all I'm saying is, I mean, I'm loving this because it won't be like this for them next season, right? And
No, but the
especially
thing
with
is, I
crowds
think
back.
it will, because obviously he's had issues with the board, the FSG, where he's in the summer, he's asked for 2 centre backs, and they've basically just said, they don't have the money to buy centre backs.
He should leave then. What that man, what Klopp has done to that team, yeah, right, and that, yeah, and he's not getting back. Of course, to have money, man.
Of course, no.
Money.
Listen, that's foolish behavior, because how much do you get for winning the league? I don't even know how much it is. I'm sure it's like something stupid, like 50 million or something.
Yeah, no, man. I mean,
and then you've won the Champions League, and then obviously shirt sales, must have rocketed from from China for like Trent, Salah, and all these names.
And Liverpool, yeah, you know teams like United, Liverpool, Arsenal, they're global.
This is the thing.
They are global. From London to New Delhi to Adelaide to
anywhere,
New York,
bro. Anywhere.
They're global, man.
I just don't understand. And like I've been watching Liverpool closely this season, and apart from Salah, obviously he's the top scorer in the league, and then Bruno second. Yeah. But I mean, Mane hasn't reached the levels that we know he's capable of. I think Mane is a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong; he's an excellent player. Firmino has been so inconsistent. I mean, since Jota's come in, it's like it's sort of shaken up that front three.
I could see Firmino leaving next season.
No, but this is what I said. I alluded to this earlier in my video, that in order for them to move forward, one of that front three has to leave, or potentially both, or two of that front three. And there's been talk of Salah not being happy because he got subbed off the other day. So
I don't blame him.
It's a strange one, because they were labelled like as the greatest team ever. The greatest team ever.
Yeah. Well, whoever labelled that,
greatest team ever.
Labelled them that.
I mean, how many games played? If you look at the season under Moyes, United season under Moyes, and this, we've actually got 1 more point than them. No, they've actually got, So we finished, I think, before Moyes got sacked, we were like 7th with 43 points. They got 42. And they cost us as being the worst ever champions. When
it comes back to bite you, this game, man. I'm telling you, this game, it comes back to bite you. That's why you should only talk at the end of the season, bro. You know what I mean?
Not even end of the season, bro. You win once, you keep your mouth shut, you go on to the next one. That's what Ferguson always taught us. Fergie always taught us.
Yeah. You
never look back. Once it's done, finish,
that's why
next challenge.
Yeah. On us, next games, yeah, and at the end of the season, because if we get top 4, let's be honest, they'll offer him a new contract. Ole.
No,
if
but
we don't,
I mean, Woodward's come out the other day. He's revealed all the sort of financial figures and in relation to debt and all that stuff. And
we took another loan now, innit?
He came out and he said, he's happy with the way things are going. He also said there's also this TikTok. It says TikTok is key to funding transfers as Man United's cash. That's from Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic.
So you're telling me we're relying on Jadon Sancho and Haaland based on TikTok? I am downloading TikTok right now because that will contribute to the transfer.
So I'm just going to read out our second quarter financial results. So the commercial revenue is down 19% to 122.3 million. The broadcasting revenue is up 60.1%, 156.3 million. The match day revenue, as you would expect, is down 94.2%. So that's almost 3.2 million. The total revenue is down 7.2%. So that's 281.8 million. And the net debt is up 16.4%. That's 455.5 million.
I'm no accountant, but we're fucked.
You see how these parasites are taking money out the club, and they're up. They were enjoying the Super Bowl recently when the Tampa Bay won. They spent money to buy Tom Brady, and that's money from the club.
Yeah, and we're gonna get money to buy Ryan bloody Fraser from Newcastle. That's what we're gonna get.
I said it's gonna be David Brooks is gonna be one of the signings. David Brooks and Tyrone Mings. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's painful, man, but we've just got to
It's
live with it, I
painful, but
guess.
it's true. It's true.
I don't like talking about these things. It makes me depressed, but it's reality at the end of the day. This is what Man United is now. We're not a football club no more. We're a business.
We're relying on TikTok to get us Jadon Sancho. So everyone download.
I mean, when I saw that, and the thing is, right, they're briefing all these stupid journalists to write all these stories, but half of them don't even have an inch of credibility. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, our club's become a laughing stock. And it's got to end. And the only way it's going to end, the owners need to realise, Woodward needs to realise, success on the pitch.
Woodward doesn't realise if his bloody flies are undone, let alone our club, because that man's as stubborn as bloody anything.
Look, honestly, I'd like to just sit down with him one day and say, look, like, what are your long-term plans for this football club?
Making money for himself, that's it. I mean, that's why.
Surely, like, I heard from somewhere that he's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, well, the way he's going on our business.
No, honestly, I think it was from the Stretford Paddock full-time Devils. I think it was Stephen Howson or Adam McCullough, one of them. They came out and said he's actually a Liverpool fan. And
would not surprise me.
You know the rage in my head when I heard that. I was like, yo, this fucker, man. All this time he's been a Liverpool fan and he's just rinsing us.
Innit? I can imagine Leicester going, do you know what, Ed? No, you don't need to spend 80. Just give us 50. Nope, it's all right. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm here to destroy United.
Did you hear what he did with the Sancho deal last year? Oh my God. So everything was agreed by, I think it was July the 31st. Sancho was ready to become a United player. This idiot, he went back and he tried to lowball them. Oh, we'll give you installments. Oh, we'll give you add-ons. We'll give you this. The deal was already structured. Like, it was already there, done, completed. Personal terms agreed. But then he decided to go down and like hustle.
Hustle. Bloody hell.
And I think, honestly, VIKAS, I feel like
Del Boy can hustle better than Ed Woodward.
I feel like Jadon Sancho is probably the difference between us being closer to City than being, the gap that it is right now. I genuinely believe that. Believe that.
Probably. I mean, but now we're issue with we spent 38 million on the right winger. Would he spend another? Would he spend that on the right winger? Do you know what? I would not even have signed Diallo. We didn't get Diallo to January. We should have kept that 40 million and used that towards this transfer window.
I don't understand.
Diallo for 40 million, and he's not even played this season.
He's unproven as well. Look, I'm not knocking the kid. Like, he's a great talent. He looks like a great talent, but
yeah, 100%.
To spend 40 million and then not to have him till January, what's the point?
I'm tired of being prospect FC. I'm tired of being talented FC. We've had that for 8 years.
Look,
right?
Look, I'm going to give you an example, VIKAS, yeah? When Pep came in to City, obviously he went with the team from Pellegrini, right? He went with the same team that Pellegrini left over for him. They finished 5th, was it? 5th or 4th, 3rd, something like that. Something along those lines. What did he do?
Fourth,
he went in the summer. Yeah, 4th. He went in the summer, spent 200 million on defenders.
Yeah, when he got Mendy and Walker.
Stones came in.
Yeah, because he knew, hold on, Kolarov, Cliche, these mans don't do nothing for me. He knew, innit?
Dead food. Company's coming to an end. Otamendi's not good enough, even though he kept him around.
He knew, bro. They lost 4-0 against Everton, and my man knew. He goes, shit, I'm going to need
last summer, he done a great business in sending Danilo and bringing in Cancelo, which I think that was a masterstroke.
His best business was sending Otamendi and getting Diaz. How did he pull that off?
See what I mean? It's like they've got the right footballing people in the right place. And to be honest, even after Pep leaves, it's going to continue because the structure's there.
But do you know what? Before, I know you're going to wrap it up soon, but before we go, I just got to say one thing is that whatever we're going through now, okay, in terms of transfer, just remember, we still got Pereira to come back because that's it on buying game. We still got Dalot to come back.
They have an obligation to buy.
Nah, that's it. Well, that's it.
They do, bro. £27 million. Yeah.
So it's not. So they have to buy.
They have to buy him.
Woodward. I'm not going to be able to say this, but thank you. That's the only best thing you've done for us. All right, cool. I'm a bit more relieved.
And I've seen this over the last week or so. Inter Milan still owe us 50 million euros for Lukaku.
Okay, well,
there's been talk that they're willing to offer us one of Milan Skriniar or Lautaro Martinez.
But what would the Glazers do? They'll take the money. They won't take the player. The Glazers
they'll give them 50 million.
That's the Glazers' Christmas sorted. The Glazers will not take a player.
It's just really frustrating because as fans, we know what we're lacking. I'm sure Ollie knows as well.
Bro, these pricks, the board knows. The board knows as well.
The thing is, Ollie, he keeps coming out and he's saying, with the pandemic, there's it's going to be a struggle to find the right value for players and all this rubbish. And I'm just like, really, like, you're just a yes man. And I feel sorry for him. I really feel sorry for him.
Ollie's press conference is like Edward would write out a script, yeah, and be like, hey, Ollie.
This is what you got to say.
Here you are. This is what you're going to say.
Yeah, I mean? it's really upsetting, man. But anyway, yeah, I mean, obviously you've given your predictions. You're saying 2-1, right?
Come on, boys. Yeah, 2-1. I mean,
I'm going with 1-0 or a 0-0 or a draw. I can't call it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.
Anything but a loss you're going for.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Go and check out VIKAS' obviously Instagram page, @RedDevil_London. Hopefully we'll be back with the match result. At the end of the game. Hopefully with the 3 points. So yeah, thanks for watching.
All right. Cheers.